First of all, I think one of the main postulates is the unity of the countries of the SHOCKS, a positive agenda, joint economic projects. And in this context, our investment work with China is very important. Accordingly, we have already made more than 50 joint investments in Russia, and these projects have attracted more than 800 billion rubles. It is very important that these projects are in infrastructure, in technology, in industrial production, in the agro sector. These investments, of course, will increase. It is also important that the Russian Fund for Direct Investments, together with the Sovereign Fund of China, is such a key analyst, and those who support the projects of the Interim Commission on Investment Cooperation between Russia and China, and such projects are now in the portfolio of this Commission 86 for a total amount of 18 trillion rubles. That is, these are very large-scale joint investments of Chinese corporations in Russia, which, again, will increase. And as an example of SHOCKS projects, as an example of projects supported by the Russian Fund for Direct Investments, today we are announcing 3 new projects. The first project is an investment jointly with the Chinese Railways, with their real estate fund, in the center in Beijing of Russian-Chinese business, cultural and economic cooperation. This center will actually become such a point of attraction for Russian-Chinese businesses, Russian-Chinese companies that work on joint projects. We are also announcing a new fund for technological companies, again, Russian-Chinese, which will support our cooperation in the technological sphere. We are also announcing a joint structure with the Sichuan Chamber of Commerce, which will also support the exit of Russian companies to the Chinese market. And we see a very big prospect in this. Accordingly, Russian-Chinese investment cooperation is a very important element of economic cooperation within SHOCKS. And it is important that economic cooperation within SHOCKS is not only global, economic, positive cooperation of the upper level, but these are specific projects that allow improving the lives of our citizens. Today, President Putin, as you have heard, announced the possibility of a joint payment system of SHOCKS countries. These are large-scale projects that help our citizens better interact and focus on economic growth, which, as we know, significantly prevents the economic growth of SHOCKS countries, the growth of the economies of Western countries. Joint Russian-Chinese projects are what is happening right now very actively. Russian-American projects are what was before and have a certain prospect. But of course, Russia considers the possibility of joint Russian-Chinese-American projects, including in Arctic, including in energy. And we just see that there is no need to divide projects into Russian-Chinese or Russian-American. We see that it is possible to invest jointly, including Chinese and American investors, in joint projects, including in hydrocarbon projects and in Arctic. It is important for investors to unite, and moreover, joint investments can be an element that stabilizes further, including political interaction.